98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR and GorgeRadio.com presents the Mid-Columbia Today Show with Mark Bailey. Special thanks to our sponsors, Skyline Hospital, Eastside Paving, and Del Carpine Automotive. Now, here's Mark Bailey.
It is 8:05 in the morning on Mid-Columbia Today. On a Monday, we start another week, the 15th of June. If you are wondering about smoke, well, that's coming from a fire near Toppenish. However, we do really stress tomorrow there is a fire weather watch in the area because the winds pick up. The temperatures won't be as warm as today, but they're still going to be hot in the 80s. With the strong gusty winds and low humidities. Really, we're kind of under fire weather warning now from here till October. You know, let's be realistic here. So the message stays the same as it would if it didn't exist, which is be careful out there, folks. Most fires that happen are human-caused in some way. That's the reality of all these wildfires. Some happen because of lightning. There's nothing you can do about it. You know, that does occur. But most of the ones that happen, especially through the gorge, they're because somebody did something they shouldn't have done. So let's be careful out there. I had my rant the other day when I saw somebody flip a cigarette out of a window at a McDonald's. Just forget the fire, it's the littering part of it, and then the add in the fire danger. It was like I guess I should have gotten out and gotten this person's face, but you never know. I'm not big enough anymore to get into a fracas. Okay, I never was. I'm too old. I'm not going to do that, but I can berate them on this microphone anonymously. Which I'm doing again. Cameron Eisenberg here is producing and putting up with all this. We thank him for being here as usual. Kevin Greenwood's here, Port Hood River Executive Director. We'll, I'm sure, talk about something involving the port. Second half of the show, we'll talk to, for the one more time, Lisa Farquharson, the retiring CEO of the Dalles Area Chamber of Commerce. She was on this show one day and quit the next day. I don't know if those are related, or announced she'd be quitting. Retiring. She's retiring, not quitting. But I feel like I've been retiring a lot of people on this show lately. Giving me ideas. I admit it. But here's what today has meant and what it means, at least to some people. 1215, England's King John placed his seal on the Magna Carta, which curtailed the absolute power of the monarchy. 1775, the Second Continental Congress voted unanimously to appoint George Washington head of the Continental Army. 1864, Secretary of War Edwin Stanton signed an order establishing a military burial ground, which became Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia. 1895, a tsunami triggered by a magnitude 8.5 earthquake struck the coast of northeastern Japan, with the waves reaching a height of 125 feet. It killed more than 22,000 people. 1904, more than 1,000 people died when fire erupted aboard the steamboat P.S. General Slocum in New York's East River. It remained the deadliest individual event in the New York area since until 9/11. 1934, President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed an act making the National Guard part of the U.S. Army in the event of war or national emergency. Also in 1934, Great Smoky Mountains National Park, the most visited national park in the U.S., established by Congress. 1938, Johnny Vandermeer of the Cincinnati Reds became the only baseball pitcher to toss 2 consecutive no-hitters. He led the Reds to a 6-0 victory over the Brooklyn Dodgers in the first night game at Ebbets Field, 4 days after no-hitting the Boston Bees by a score of 3-0. 1991, Mount Pinatubo in the northern Philippines exploded in one of the most powerful volcanic eruptions of the 20th century, killing more than 800 people. And in 2020, the U.S. Supreme Court, with a 6-3 vote in its Bostock versus Clayton County decision, ruled the Civil Rights Act of 1964 protects gay, lesbian, and transgender people from discrimination in employment. Days for today, it's Fly a Kite Day. I guess tomorrow's wind would be better for that, to be honest, around here. It's Global Wind Day in general, for some reason. It's Justice for Janitors Day. There was no explanation given, but we salute all those out there who keep our offices clean. It's National Electricity Day today because this is the day, apparently, Benjamin Franklin put his... That's why it's also Fly a Kite Day. He put his kite up in the air to prove, of lightning and electricity and all of that. It's National Kiss a Wookiee Day. Yeah, it's a Star Wars thing. It's National Smile Power Day today, the importance of smiling and how that makes people feel. It's Nature Photography Day today, which, of course, in this area, it is a boon for those who like to go out there with their cameras and take pictures of our natural habitat. And it's the Worldwide Day of Giving Day today. So this is a good day to maybe give something to your preferred charity, something like that. Only one for food today, and we're going up pretty high class here today. It's National Lobster Day today. All pass. I've never been big on lobster. Shrimp, cool. Crab, as long as it's not just a whole crab thrown down, I got to use all these tools to be able to access the meat. I'm good with it. I'm just not big on lobster. Comes a steak and lobster, give me the steak and then give me another steak. And that's probably a little excessive. That's what we've got for what it's worth. 8:10, more on MCT right after this.
Looking for a job where you're more than just a number? Where people know your name and your work matters? Hey, it's Michelle from Hood River Supply, and we're hiring. We're looking for friendly faces and hard workers for customer service, cashiers, lawn and garden specialists, and gas station attendants. If you enjoy helping people, learning new skills, and being part of a supportive team, we want to meet you. Apply in person or call 541-386-2757. Great people, great work, great place to be. Hood River Supply, now hiring.
Eastside Paving has a local team of professional paving experts ready to handle any size job for you. Eastside Paving's 35 years of experience provides the knowledge, procedures, and resources to ensure the job is done correct. Licensed, bonded, and insured in Oregon and Washington, Eastside Paving specializes in industrial, commercial, and residential jobs. Whether it's overlay, parking lots, private roads, patching, or driveway resurfacing, Eastside Paving has you covered. Call Rick Saran today for a free estimate. 503-519-6478. EastsidePaving.com. CCB 68962.
Mid-Columbia Today is a public affairs program of Bi-Coastal Media, Columbia River, 98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR and GorgeRadio.com. Now, back to Mark Bailey.
8:13 in the morning on Mid-Columbia Today. Kevin Greenwood, Port Hood River Executive Director, is with us. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Mark. How are you?
All right, how are you doing today?
Not too shabby. It's a beautiful day out there. A little air quality concern, but nothing too serious.
No, it's supposed to be unhealthy for persons who are, susceptible to issues.
Right.
Which I don't want to, I haven't really read everything at this point. But again, that's smoke coming from the Toppenish area.
Got it.
From a fire there. But it does remind us we don't want a fire here.
Right.
So,
and we do have July 4th coming up, so.
Yes. Oh.
Yes.
I don't mean to say about the. It's our
250th anniversary.
I'm just talking about the. We can celebrate that in many ways. I just get people get mad. I've just said I don't think fireworks necessarily are connected to our history. Okay,
Well, it's just during the summer we're so susceptible to
exactly.
fires
Yeah.
and. Yeah. I mean, there was the July 3rd event, 3 or 4 years ago.
Yes,
it was
Underwood,
just,
yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Canceled the fireworks show here that time.
Absolutely, that would have been in poor taste with some of the things that took place. Yeah. But it's becoming more and more difficult to make sense to pull it off. But
I guess I have enough Californian in me from my summers down there, as with family members, to understand that. It's been a reality in some of those locations for decades that the fireworks are not something you just can recreationally use. Right. You just can't. And right now, again, tomorrow we have the fire weather watch, but today is not any picnic. It's in the mid-90s. It's dry. There's some wind is forecast. It's not enough for the official fire weather warning, but at the same time, we always are in it at this point. So,
I was really worried when we had that massive thunderstorm, about 10 days ago?
But it came with rain.
Thank goodness.
Yes, it did. That's always important. Actually, though, we can spin this off to the port a little bit because the 4th of July fireworks show will be down. And for those, before I get people, the professionals that do it, those who are trained, I don't have a problem with because they know what they're doing. So these shows I think are good because it provides people an outlet to do this.
Right.
But this always brings us to The marina area gets very crowded, I understand.
Yes, proper etiquette.
Yes, be patient.
Be kind.
Be kind, and also don't bring your own.
Yes, don't bring your own, but also don't bring propane tanks or grills or other types of...
Oh, not even the propane grills?
No.
Okay, really?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, that part I didn't know.
Yes, and I think that's probably an area where there's a lot of consternation and people get really upset because they'll bring that. They'll be on asphalt, but that still is not a function that's allowed on the port.
Really?
It is. Yes.
Now, that surprises me because, I think Clickitat County's burn bans, even their burn bans are very specific that you can use a gas grill that you can control the fuel.
Yes. So the port is actually one where it actually has a higher.
Yes, I'm surprised.
Yes. Well, I think it's just because of, primarily because we just don't have that many resources to clean. Sometimes those tanks end up getting tossed behind.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I could see where that would be an issue.
So, it's one of the that's probably the number one complaint that we get is that that is not allowed on port property or those types of grills and heaters and those types of things. So please leave those at home as well.
All right. So, but again, very importantly, though, don't bring down your fireworks to your own. That's not, even if they're legal Oregon fireworks, which I admit are very benign.
Hasn't the city hasn't the city?
City also does, yes. I mean, most of the areas will have that in effect at that point.
Right.
So, but again, just, go down and enjoy the show and understand that it'll take a little while to leave.
Yeah, and a shout out to Brett Stomps, who's really the guy that's throwing this thing together. I mean, it's kind of split off from the Lions Club. I know the Lions Club hosted that for many, many years, but Brett's done an awesome job, and so thanks to him.
Because they don't get any funding from anybody, other than it's just donations, community donations. So, it is worthwhile to contribute to that.
Yeah,
and especially if you're going to watch the show. Okay, I grew up in Eugene. To go to Autzen Stadium to watch the show, where they did it at the time.
Oh, okay.
There was a charge, and nobody had a problem with that. And
what did it cost to get in there?
It was like, this is late 70s, $4.
Okay.
It wasn't much. I brought this up when the Lions Club had it. I went, well, has anybody thought about just charge for going into the marina to go watch this? And I guess that this is like, the word was, and this doesn't surprise me, is people would get irate almost over us trying to get donations down there. Right. If you're enjoying the show, give a little bit. It's not that much to ask.
Yeah, donate to Brett's group.
Yeah, donate what you can. I mean, if you only afford a couple quarters, that's fine. But I'm just saying, it's not happening magically here.
Right, exactly.
Boy, I've been in one of those moods for a while with people. Let's see here. Let's move on. I'm going to ask you this because we don't know. I haven't checked with the county on Amazon appealing yet, and I think they got another few weeks to go.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. I do know that the purchase and sale agreement between Amazon and the port, they've filed both of their extensions, and so that 300-day due diligence period comes to an end on July 20th.
Well, that's why I was there was still a due diligence period,
right?
Which by that July 20th, that's about the same time as the appeal deadline, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Right within a couple days.
Exactly.
Obviously, then I guess if they decide, we're just not going to do this isn't worth going through this, I assume there's no sale because you're in due diligence period.
Well, I think there's a couple things that could take place. One, Amazon, they have the right to close on the sale.
Okay, if they just want it, they can do it. Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
Sure.
There's nothing that the port can do at this point to stop them from closing that sale before the 300-day period.
Yeah, I asked that almost from 2 points of view.
Sure.
Number one is from the point of view for the port, wanting to close this sale. If this happens, there appears there is an out for them at this point because it's in due diligence.
There's an out. There is an out for Amazon.
All right. I mean, it's for Amazon. That's what I meant, for Amazon.
Yeah.
They could walk away from it. So they could lock up that property if they want to.
Yeah, at this point, there is nothing stopping Amazon from commencing the closing of the sale of that property before July 20th. There's a notice that they have to present to the port saying that they're going to do that, and there's nothing that the port can do at this point to stop that.
And I was asking that because, to be honest, I can't think of why they do that. To be honest, there's no logical reason to me to do that for that. But my issue with that would be, and this is frankly, as you know, I'm not that thrilled with this, not from the appeal reasons, but from, is this the best use of right now, pretty much, if not the biggest, close to the biggest commercial piece of land that's available in this county. And as you well know, we are absolutely starved for being able to, if we want to develop anything, I'm not sure how you do it. We're given the land sizes right now. There's anything for employment uses, to be very clear there. If it gets locked up and it's not getting, if they just hold it, that's not a good outcome for the community, I don't think, in the long run. I really don't. So, but basically there's no recourse for the port. There's no recourse of, okay, if you buy this, you've got to have something established by X time.
No, there isn't anything like that there's nothing like that in the purchase and sale agreement.
Wow. That I have a problem with, because it's like, I'm just sitting there going, we can't just have lands locked up for this situation that we held in public holding without jobs coming from them.
Well, the thing is that they're looking at building a 48,000 square foot warehouse that would have anywhere between 50 to 100 jobs.
Right.
Those are.
And we can argue where these are actually good paying jobs or not, but that's an argument. That's
almost $100,000 a year going on the tax rolls year one after it's occupied.
Yeah, but to me, there's this higher standard for me, and that is, it needs to get, if we're going to take it out of port ownership, which keeps flexibility when you guys have it. We make it and we hand it to a private landholder, and they don't develop it. And it is zoned for development. It's zoned for industrial development. Light industrial, I should say.
Yeah.
And not see it get development, and somebody hit private ends up just holding it, that's not a good outcome. And I don't really care about the tax roll part. To me, I keep coming back to, we need jobs and high pay and good quality jobs. I'm not going to say high paying, because that's an unfair standard in a lot of ways. But to end up in a private landhold,
that's what they're trying to do.
Well, no, but they're trying. But I'm just saying, though, is if for whatever reason it turns out that we go through the appeals process, let's say LCDC says, okay, county was right to deny this. Amazon goes, there's no way we can do this. I'd rather see land be still in the port's hand unsold than it being held by Amazon we lose all the, and it's just a private landholder holding it, and now it just sits there and it's not going to do any good for employment. I think employment's more important than frankly the tax revenue to me. Tax revenue is great, but the employment's more important.
Yeah. I think the county's looking for a little tax revenue too.
I'm sure. I know they are. $100,000 isn't going to help them. They are deeper in the hole than that.
Well, every little bit helps.
Every little bit helps.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to, but it's like, to me, that tax revenue is far more stable, because then by adding in people having jobs, and then they're owning homes, and they get to pay property taxes too.
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
And that's where we should have been headed.
Well, that's where that 50 to 100 jobs. Those are significant numbers for a county like Hood River County.
But you know what, though? The pay on those jobs are not, from what I understand, is not that great.
So what would you like to see there?
I want to see $30 an hour jobs here.
Okay, what kind of a business are you thinking?
Light industrial, make things.
Yeah, I know the zoning.
Production, zoning, exactly, within the zone.
So you're talking about manufacturing? These
are jobs that tend to be, basically, they're almost private contractors. That's what those jobs are. Amazon's not going to pay a lot to these people. They're not. These are going to be basically folks who are halfway employed on their own. They're going to get piecemeal wages. This isn't going to be a boon. Now, I don't have a problem with it, because that's an argument. At least then there's jobs. We can argue what the job level is. My bigger problem is if this thing just if they hold it and decide to buy it and it just sits there.
Well, that doesn't serve anybody's. That doesn't serve anybody's.
That's my point, is that there should have been an out that if you guys get denied on this, rightfully or wrongfully.
Well, we're not getting denied. It would be Amazon.
If Amazon gets denied, there's no sale and we go back. and the port holds it. And then the port can go on and look for the next employment-generating business.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if they just simply turn away.
I can't think of a reason why they'd hold it. I'm just a little surprised there isn't some sort of reversionary clause in there that if this thing doesn't get built, you've got to do something.
Well, I would not surprise me if Amazon just, because of the pressure, that they're receiving, that they might just say it's not worth. It's not worth moving forward on.
That's interesting. I mean, I don't know. This one is interesting because to me, it's not like it's a community pressure this time. I mean, it's a much smaller community pressure. It's not like the whole valley is going, oh, God, this is a bad idea. I understand why the people there don't like it. I get it. I think it showed the county is a better standard for what traffic is. What we're going to ask for from any applicant for traffic. That's really clear here.
Well, there wasn't a lot of detail in the code.
There isn't, exactly. Yeah. And we can find examples in planning codes everywhere of these things because it just takes one case to open them up. I'm going to move on here a little bit. We got some other things to talk about here. I can't come back to the land that we have available that's zoned for anything like industrial is precious. It's why we think so long on Lot 1, to be honest, that's because it's been treated as precious.
Yeah.
It needs to be treated just as precious in other locations besides the waterfront.
Job creation.
Yep. Exactly. And the bad outcome to me is if Amazon goes, okay, we're not going to do this, but we're just going to buy this and hang on to it. If that becomes the issue, if that's the outcome, I don't like that at all. I mean, I don't mind if Amazon gets denied and we just go back to the port and then we find somebody else.
Yeah, and I think they'll end up walking away from the deal
if it gets that. I hope so. I would hope so.
If it ends up going, another year plus, by the time it goes to LUBA, then back to the county, then it goes to the state Supreme Court. I really doubt, they could go to the Dalles port.
My bet is it would never go to state Supreme Court. It would go to LUBA, and then I said this on the show earlier, and then I think we'd get remanded back. It would get remanded back to the county. That's, I think, where you would go.
Well, it could go to the state Supreme Court.
I mean, yes, technically it could. At that point, I really wonder if it's worth it to anybody at that point.
You'd be surprised.
I know, but that's a lot of money. People start to
oh my gosh, it's been a lot of money so far.
It's been a lot of money so far, exactly. But I think we're a long way from the state Supreme Court. I would, obviously, county commission would be next.
Yeah,
years. And if it goes to years, I think Amazon would go find someplace else.
Yeah, exactly.
It would not be worth it to them to go through that level. But do I think it's probably worth it to them to go through a county commission appeal and then to a LUBA appeal and potential remand? Yeah, I do. I think.
What do you think that remand would look like?
It would be because of the traffic.
Give more specificity as to what should be studied.
The lack of specificity that was given to what should be studied, exactly. Mm-hmm. Especially with ODOT having signed off themselves.
Right.
That's why. That's not to say anybody's right or wrong here. It's just that's how this land use system works. Is citizens try to make a decision. It then goes to the Land Use Board of Appeals, and then it's the lawyer's playground, and everything gets parsed to the nth degree. We've seen this. The Walmart hearings in this area, all iterations of them, all got remanded back in some way. Anything you get to this, it's going to get remanded one way or the other. It doesn't mean the decision changes in the end, but it'll get remanded back for some paperwork issue. That's just the way it works. So, bridge issues. You got a bridge inspection coming up.
Yes, so biannual bridge inspections, ODOT, so that's taking place in July. There won't be real heavy closures or anything, mainly just to let people off the bridge or out of their vehicles to get under the bridge and that sort of stuff. So you'll see some momentary closures, but for the most part, things will be moving along like normal.
Okay, and we've done now this recreational. Actually, I shouldn't say recreation.
Are you talking about the Zorro?
The Zorro.
Oh, yeah.
The Coast Guard, you're required to do it.
Yes.
Is this going to happen more?
Oh, I think so. So right now what's going on is that we have no open moorage. And so we have a transient dock, and so the Zorro can stay there, but we got funding from the Oregon State Marine Board to build that dock, and so they have limitations as how long someone can stay there. It's only 10 days. So then they can go out into the river for 30 days with state lands.
Okay.
And so they kind of go back and forth between those types, those two limitations. And so
reason number 1004 for a new bridge.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Because I mean, okay, they get it's Coast Guard mandated. You guys have no choice.
There's nothing we can do about that.
Yeah, so I'm not going to belabor this.
And
you gave me more of an explanation before the show came on. It made me more irritated, but at the same time, it's not your fault. I get that.
No, but and we do try to work with them as much as possible to try to hit low traffic times and that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, the Coast Guard kind of pulls the punches on that one.
Yeah, it's in their regulations,
sure.
So it has to be done.
Yeah,
so it's just it has been pretty good to this point. I mean, I guess you only have to have 12 hours notice, don't you?
Yes,
legally,
that's correct.
12 hours notice, but you can go. But you've been getting, I guess, a week to 10 days.
Yeah, no. I think they've been working with our staff to make to try to get a decent time. But at the end of the day, they kind of. It's up to them as to when they want to go, and just due to the free travel of the waterway. So that's one of those things that, if you remember, Commissioner Fox tried to change that rule about tried to go to at least a 2-month notice.
Well, for commerce, I understand why it exists.
Sure.
It's correct. I mean, the rule.
But it doesn't discern between commerce
and recreation
or any other use.
Yeah.
So that's where it gets a little bit tricky.
Well, but it's also part of it. Are there that? And I got to run here, but are there that many bridges like Hood River anymore that are impacted by this?
You'd be surprised with the I-5 bridge.
Yeah, I-5 bridge would be.
Yeah, absolutely.
In Portland. One of the reasons they want a new bridge.
Yes, right.
There's a political football we don't need to be involved in.
That one, ours seems easy.
Ours is just we want the check. That's it. Everybody here is in agreement what to do. At Portland, it's a whole different ballgame. As usual.
Yeah, there are other bridges like that, but not that many on this river system.
No. So I imagine everybody, if Coast Guard, would be just as happy to see a new bridge there and not have to deal with it either.
Oh, absolutely. So, that's one of the first permits to come.
Yeah, that's right. They'll write that one in a heartbeat. It sounds like
exactly.
Oh, anyway, well, we got to run. Thanks,
Mark.
Kevin. 8:32 in the morning on MCT. We'll have the news after this.
Dear Soccer, with Toyota's all-star lineup, everyone's game. From goalies to forwards and all their fans. Camry and RAV4 have the fuel efficiency to take any match into overtime. Tundra's packed to the rack with value. Tacoma's a fan favorite. And they all come with standout savings. Kick back and let's go. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
For over 20 years, Hood River Dental has delivered winning smiles and grown with you here in the Gorge. We care for the whole family with a comprehensive approach. General dentistry, cosmetic services, Invisalign, core whitening, plus advanced treatments for TMJ and airway management. Time for a dental checkup? Struggling with snoring? Let's talk. Visit us across from Jackson Park on Matt Street or on Belmont in Hood River. Online at hoodriverdental.com. Hood River Dental. Family-owned, community-focused, and always here for you.
Coffee for Mid-Columbia Today guests is provided by Hood River Coffee Roasters, the Gorge's local coffee roasters, on Tucker Road on the Heights in Hood River.
It is 8:36 in the morning on Mid-Columbia Today. It is a Monday. Let's take a look at what's in the news before we talk to Lisa Farquharson. Columbia Gorge seeing some smoke this morning for the Thule fires burning south of Toppenish, about 5,000 acres as of early this morning, according to Interagency Fire Service. Last we heard, both lanes Highway 97 between Goldendale and Toppenish were closed. That was as of last night. We haven't gotten an update on that yet. No estimated time for reopening. The fire initially reported as a vegetation fire. Aircraft was brought in to assist in that. Crews worked to put out a small wildfire that was sparked by a military aircraft that crashed in Yakima County on Saturday, according to the Natchez Fire Department. The pilot of that aircraft was able to safely eject and was taken to the hospital. The Yakima County Sheriff's Office said the pilot had minor injuries. The crash happened near Rimrock Lake that sparked a small wildfire. Oregon Congresswoman who successfully spearheaded the release of several children from federal custody is pushing for more regulations to protect immigrant children from detention. 3rd District Congresswoman Maxine Dexter introduced a bill to prevent federal immigration agents from detaining children without a parent present or from pressuring youth to sign documents without an attorney. The bill would also prohibit military resources from being used to conduct child deportations. And starting today, continuing through Wednesday, the Dalles Public Works crews and contractors begin work on several pavement preservation projects. The chip seal projects will require short-duration road closures between 7 in the morning and 5 in the afternoon at each location. Detours in place during work hours. Locations are varied throughout the city. Full list of projects at thedalles.org. Currently, those temperatures are going up quick. Stevenson 71, the Dalles 69, Hood River 69.
Hey, it's Zach from Del Carpino Automotive, where we specialize in keeping European rides happy. Audi, BMW, Mercedes, and even those tall Sprinter vans that look like hotels on wheels. We know them inside and out. And if you're wondering where we went, we didn't go far. We're just now 5 minutes from our old shop in our brand new location in the Upper Hood River. Same trusted crew, more space, and the same honest, family-owned service. Come see us at Del Carpino Automotive. European expertise and Columbia Gorge roots.
You love your land. During Kubota Orange Days, you'll love all the great deals. With versatile compact tractors, professional-grade mowers, and durable utility vehicles, Kubota equipment can help you turn dream projects into reality. Kubota Orange Days is here, and so are the best deals of the year. Now through June 30th, get select compact tractors with 0% financing available or save up to $5,500. Sale ends soon. Go to KubotaOrangeDays.com or stop by your local dealer for more information.
See Shepherd's 440 Riverside Drive, Hood River, your Kubota dealer. Mid-Columbia Today is a public affairs program of Bicoastal Media Columbia River, 98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR and GorgeRadio.com. Now, back to Mark Bailey.
We're back at 8:40 in the morning. We're now joined by, from the Dalles Area Chamber of Commerce, one more time, the retiring CEO, Lisa Farquharson.
Yeah, I'm going to try.
Going to try. You appear to have submitted. There has been a replacement named. I think you've succeeded.
Yes, I am. My last day is the 26th of this month, and then I'm going to disappear and take some vacation time, and we'll go from there.
Well, that seems reasonable enough. Yeah, it was funny because you were on my show last on a Monday like this, and the very next day, I think I got the notification you were retiring. So, was this something you had planned, or is this something that kind of, for whatever circumstances might be there, did you decide, okay, I'm to the point I'm ready to take a break?
Well, I was planning to make an exit within the next 12 months or so, but wasn't sure when that was going to orchestrate itself. And through the process of hiring a position for membership, we actually interviewed somebody who was perfect for the next tourism director, and then we're moving the present tourism director, Lynn Cox, to Chamber CEO. So I basically hired myself out of a job. So it was a goal, and this all came and landed in our laps, and it was like, okay, this is it. This is my sign that it is my time to go. And so went home and did some more planning, more orchestrating, and asking some questions of myself, and said, yes, it's time for me to go. So we put the plan together. It wasn't how a normal plan happens, but you know what? Life isn't normal anymore. So we presented it to the board, and they're like, oh my God, you just did all the work for us, and we already know. So they were all on board with that. And so we are making that transition. It's given me time to actually download, help train, impart whatever knowledge is up in that head of mine to Lynn, and then she's working with the director of tourism also at the same time. So it's been an interesting month in our office, but all good. And so it is amazing as the person who is leaving to be able to download and train so much the person who's going to be staying. I think every CEO wishes they could impart some of that stuff so they know as much as possible, and so that's what's happening.
So as you step away from this, how long were you in this position? It's It's been a long time.
Almost 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it has been a long time. We've been talking for a while.
We have been, yes.
Almost 14 years here at the Dalles Chamber, and then it'll be a total of 18 years between here and Pendleton. So I've been in the industry for a while, and I've seen a lot of changes, a lot of things ebb and flow, been through a pandemic, those things. So I'm ready to step aside and let somebody else take the helm and put some new energy, new thoughts, and all of those different things that comes when you get new blood, as some people might say. But I'm excited. I'm excited for the leadership team that's here at the Chamber. They're fantastic. My team is here. I know I finally have this amazing team, and then I'm leaving, but I'm leaving the Chamber with a team that's just has the same passion, the same drive, and the vision for the Chamber and for tourism. So I couldn't be happier to leave the Chamber with this team in their hands. I fully believe their capabilities and beyond of what they could do for this organization.
You mentioned, you've been in the business of this for 18 years, 14 in the Dalles. What is maybe the biggest change you've seen?
One, the value and perception of the Chamber. Obviously, when the internet becomes stronger and stronger in social media, that changed the need sometimes for the info that the Chambers, that was the tradition. Go to the Chamber and ask them all those questions. Then we have social media, and people have access to all of the information, or what they think is the correct information, and they're doing it that way. So that became different for the Chambers. They were no longer that first one. So Chambers had to kind of reinvent themselves and how to create that value. So we started creating more tools and opportunities for our businesses to come together that would help and support them differently. So we started doing that. And then what we found over the last 18 years, and especially the last 10, is we really needed to advocate at the state and federal level, because there is no voices that are our feet on the ground in the communities other than the Chambers who can lobby for those businesses. So a lot of us had to go into an uncomfortable position of lobbying for our businesses, but it was necessary, because who else is going to be the voice for these businesses and what we need? And there was lots of times that there was measures that were just ugly for our businesses, and we banded together as Chambers across the state, and we defeated those. Some of them we did not defeat, but we lessened the impact of businesses by getting the state to come down. We're not going to charge this.
And we seem to be losing Lisa here. Yeah, she just went away. We may want to try to reestablish that phone call there. It dropped out on us here. Lisa has suddenly left our phone call here, so I'll let Cameron there try to reestablish the phone line with her. And let's see. I can go to the community calendar. That's probably the wisest thing here, because hopefully we're just going to be a minute or two. We'll get back to Lisa here, hopefully in just a moment or two. We do want to mention, every Thursday through the 2nd of July, Hood River Area Trail Stewards Families at Family Man will take part. And 6 o'clock in the evening, the Family Man staging area on Rorden Hill Drive in Hood River. And they've got all sorts of great things, along with the opportunity, of course, to ride your mountain bike on the trail up there and at the Family Man area. So that's 6 o'clock every Thursday evening through July 2nd. So they got, I think, 3 more to go. With that. So if you enjoy that, make sure you have the opportunity to get out there and do that. Angel Ocasio's Comedy, Magic, and Stuff is going to be at the Stevenson Community Library at 2 o'clock today. I believe that's a free show there. The Dalles Civic Auditorium, their Red Cross Blood Drive is from noon to 6 today. You can register to get a spot at redcrossblood.org. Speaking of libraries, Hood River Library, their summer reading kickoff party is going to be at 5:30 on Wednesday. That'll be on the library lawn with music, tacos, ice cream, and summer reading sign up as well. So that'll be taking place. Also, we should remind you, we mentioned this last Friday when Mark Steigner was here. Another retiring person. Columbia Gorge Orchestra Association Piano Summit, the Gorge Sinfonetta with soloist Kathy Applin and Mitchell Jet Spencer. Thursday and Saturday evening at 7, Sunday at 2 at the Weiss Middle School Performing Arts Center in Odell. Tickets at gorgeorchestra.org. Why don't we go ahead and take the break here? We'll do that right now. And that way we can try to get a hold of Lisa, who I imagine we tried to call was still busy. Hopefully Lisa now knows that we lost the phone call somehow. I'm not sure where it went, but we will try to get her reestablished and continue our conversation after this.
Looking for one of the largest cannabis selections in the Gorge? Visit Farmgrass Table in Hood River. Browse nearly 100 flower options from Oregon Farms, a huge selection of vapes, and one of the Gorge's largest selections of chilled THC beverages. Our knowledgeable team is here to help you learn about the products we carry. Check out our Pac-Man game for a chance to unlock special in-store offers, find daily deals, live inventory, and out-the-door pricing on Leafly. Visit Farmgrass Table in Hood River today.
Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under the influence of this drug. For use by adults 21 years of age or older. Keep out of reach of children.
Eastside Paving has a local team of professional paving experts ready to handle any size job for you. Eastside Paving's 35 years of experience provides the knowledge, procedures, and resources to ensure the job is done correct. Licensed, bonded, and insured in Oregon and Washington, Eastside Paving specializes in industrial, commercial, and residential jobs. Whether it's overlay, parking lots, private roads, patching, or driveway resurfacing, Eastside Paving has you covered. Call Rick Saran today for a free estimate. 503-519-6478. EastsidePaving.com. CCB 68962.
Coffee for Mid-Columbia Today guests is provided by Hood River Coffee Roasters, the Gorge's local coffee roasters, on Tucker Road on the Heights in Hood River.
And it is 8:51 in the morning. Oh, we got Lisa back. Good. Okay. Hello, Lisa.
Sorry.
The phone dropped out.
Yes. I don't know mine was still going, so okay. I have no idea. Anyway, where did we drop off?
We were talking about how things have changed, so I've got about 5 minutes here, I think. So,
okay.
Why don't we go maybe through, maybe more specific to the Dalles area and your work here in the Dalles. What would you consider maybe being the most impactful step you were able to take in your role in the chamber?
Oh, my goodness. One, we really changed Cherry Festival. And I know it's one event for one weekend, but when I came, it was almost kind of like barely a day at a parade and a block long for vendors. Obviously, we've shifted that and changed it to a 3-day event all over town, and crazy stuff, and the economy that comes with all of the visitors. So that drastically changed. We've been a crucial key as far as the tourism goes. When we started, I believe the city was receiving about $500 to almost $600,000 in TRT funds to them. That was the total bucket, and now we're sitting at 1.6 million. And so, that has drastically changed. And yes, tourism has changed, but we've been an instrument to help get people to know where the Dalles is. We only had, at the time when I started, maybe one fishing tournament on the Columbia River for our area, not Hood River but for the Dalles itself. Sure. And now we have almost every other weekend official fishing tournaments happening all through the entire season, starting in early March and going through November. So that's a huge impact on our area too, including agriculture. They were sort of included, but not a lot. So bringing them in and realizing the importance of ag, we've changed that perception and what the chamber chooses to support. We have increased our partnerships. There was almost none when I started. And so we have definitely increased partnerships, working with the next door, working with the port, the city, the college, the Main Street, all those different organizations. We've really increased that partnership over the last 12 years in that aspect. And then, just being and offering new programs for our businesses. They didn't have those. We've partnered with SBDC, the Small Business Development Center, really trying to make sure that our businesses have the tools that they need. So, and it's nothing against who was here before, but I was used to a vibrant, hugely very busy chamber. So when I got here, this was a very quiet and low key, and I kind of, turned it upside down when I got here. And we've become a vital part of our community. So even through all the changes, all of the changes in our digital world, and that, our chamber is still relevant and still needed. And I feel like that is an accomplishment in itself. We've brought in training for Hispanics who owned businesses. We were able to get grants and bring that in and give them professional business training, from financials to understanding, making sure the licensing and everything is correct. We did that, and we were also able to bring in some specialized training for nonprofit organizations. We hear the sad stories every day, something going under, something misused, and all of that. So we were able to bring in some professional training so that they knew exactly what they're supposed to do for compliancy, what those bylaws mean, and who holds who accountable. And I feel like that was huge in itself, being able to bring that and bring it right to the doorsteps of our nonprofits, because most of them can't afford to go travel and do this training. So we brought that here. I don't know, we've done a lot, and I don't know that any one thing adds up to be that thing that made a huge difference, but because of what we've done and put into place, I feel like our businesses have those tools that they need, and our community is better because of some of the things we were able to bring.
I'll go the flip side real quick. Is there anything you wish you maybe had been able to get to in your time?
Yeah, my big old dream, really, truly, which is unreal, but it was still my dream, was to add the wing to the chamber that they left off when they built it originally. But, if I could wiggle my nose and say everything, I wished all my businesses didn't have to struggle like they do, but that's life. So my goal has always been to do, what can I do to make it better? I wished I could have built a few more bridges with some partners that I did, but we were still moving forward. But every person has a regret, but for the most part, I'm trying to focus on what we did good, and let's make it even better going forward with this new team is kind of what my approach has been. I don't think I need any more cherry gear, though. I've had so much stuff given to me with cherries. I really don't need any more, so there we can stop there.
Okay, all right. You put the word out. Let's another theme.
Yeah, I put the word out.
Another theme. So are you retiring, or are you going to retire and maybe do something else? We're
not sure.
Okay.
We're going to give myself a few months. As this job, takes a lot out of a person. So I'm going to give myself a few months, and then we'll look at refocus. We're going to take a big, long vacation, too. And then just come back and kind of like, okay, so what's next? I don't know. So I will add, I'm going to put this little plug in. This Thursday is our business after hours behind the chamber in the backyard from 5 to 7. And it is an opportunity to say goodbye to me and hello to our new CEO. We're going to kind of do a mix and have lots of fun and lots of good food and prizes and stuff like that. So we're going to celebrate.
Well, congratulations, Lisa. Thank you for being with us for a long time on the show. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we will, and we wish you very well, whether it be full retirement or you decide to do something else. We wish you well.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You guys take care, okay?
Thank you. Lisa Farquharson, the Dalles Area Chamber of Commerce CEO. It is 8:58. We'll come back, wrap it up for you after this.
Did you know Skyline Health in White Salmon has its very own sports medicine doc superstar? That's right. Dr. Ryan Petering trained at OHSU, cared for professional Nike athletes, and even spent more than 15 years teaching other doctors how it's done. From sporting injuries to arthritis, he's here to help you move better, feel stronger, and keep doing the things you love. Want to live life to its fullest? Step right up and visit myskylinehealth.org. Skyline Health, world-class care right here at home.
Hello, this is Hood River City Council President Gladys Rivera. Thank you to everyone who participated in the city's recent community survey. Your feedback is helping guide important conversations about housing and public safety in Hood River. Now, we invite you to join us in person. Attend our Housing Town Hall on Tuesday, June 23rd from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at City Hall to learn more about housing needs and possible solutions. Then visit our police station open house on Monday, June 29th from 5 to 7 p.m. Learn more at hoodriver.gov/bond.
Tune in weekday mornings at 8:05 and keep up with community events and issues with the Mid-Columbia Today Show on Mid-Columbia's news leaders, 98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR. Special thanks to our sponsors, Skyline Hospital, Eastside Paving, and Del Carpine Automotive.
And it's 8:59. We've got to get out of here, so we'll just tell you that tomorrow on the show we'll talk Hood River County School District with Bill Newton, and we'll talk White Salmon with the Mayor of White Salmon, Marla Keeler. We'll talk to you again on Tuesday.
Columbia Today Show is a public affairs presentation of Bicoastal Media Columbia River. The views expressed on the program are not necessarily those of the station, parent company, or of the sponsors. We welcome your suggestions for future shows. Call us at 541-386-1511. Listen to Mid-Columbia Today where you want. Follow or subscribe to Mid-Columbia Today wherever you download your podcast to get the show delivered every day to your mobile device.